Welcome back to Squishy People. Potentially the end. Doubt it. But you'll know that before I do. Let us begin. We've reached the part where we're reading fan mail. So the characters in the universe are going to answer comments and questions and stuff like that were left by real people. So prepare for some meta jokes, some good humor, some feet. Yeah, feet, yeah. And probably Alice. Probably not Alice, but probably Alice. Some of you might think that's a great thing. Some of you may think that's not a great thing. Well, you can think whatever you want. Let's get into it. Oh god, this fucking theme. Ugh. Next, nickname. Yomu Man. You won't get anything for a cool name here. We should have made stickers, or t-shirts, or straps to give away. Or SDM's gold. Don't steal our treasures. Impressions. So much longer than the last one, and so peaceful. Well, that's true, I guess. Marissa had used that expression, so you're ripping her off. You don't have to say it. Good job, thief. Mookie. Good start. Mookie. As you can see, stalling for time is all they can do, as they did in the past, as they will do forever and ever. I think this piece is fine. You're right, Chen. Are you okay with not reading anything else from the letter? That's fine, isn't it? Not reading, I mean. Read it. Oh yeah, Shanghai's here. So, Shanghai fans rejoice. All two of you. Gah. Yomu is my wife. I will love her even when I become dust. Why did you make me say it? Wow, look at the passion on this man. I'm sorry. Sorry. Go ahead, laugh at me. Next one. Nickname Scarlet Moon. I remember him writing the last time, but his name had San at the end. What happened to that part? He should have used this name from the start. Call him what he wants. It sounds friendlier this way. Each his own. You don't approve? Okay, Scarlet Moon. We guess you lead a troubled life, but don't give up and carry on. Hey, what about his letter? Wait, what? What about the letter? Okay, next one is from Bill Reiser's younger brother. Chat, who's Bill Reiser? Should I know who that is? Next one already? Are you sure? He's from Contra? Oh, really? Can you shut up? Chen is reading. Mr. Shh. Huh? Requests for next game. Imperishable Knight had 4 groups of 2 people. Does this mean a 4-route story? Well, what about it?
さっきの光月も実は同じ感じの期待っていうか不安を抱いていたので、あえてチェンに花を持たせたんだ。
Honestly, I expected the same deal as with Crimson Moon, but despite my worries, Chen did perfectly.
光月に申し訳ないと思わんのか。
We will never know. You didn't have to say it, man! Aren't you going to apologize to Crimson Moon?
美人も
Not at all.
ひでえ。
Awful.
レミも光月って言いたいだけです。ワード的にレミっぽいし。
You just like to say Crimson Moon, right? That word fits you and all.
で、次回はどうなるんですか？
Okay, so how will the next game go?
知らねえよ。
Hell if I know.
知らないそうです。
They said they don't know.
レイムとマリサがあんな感じだから、どこかのグループが合併吸収されるんじゃ。
You know Reimu and Marissa, they will assemble their groups eventually. That would mean an entire game with Marissa and Alice together. Oh.
レイム、
Reimu,
私も持病が。
and I have my diseases.
いやいや、サクヤは頑張って。
No, Sakuya, fight it.
わかりました。ゆかり様、エミリアさん、アリスさんの3人組が行きます。
I understand. Yukari-sama, Remilia-san, and Alice-san will form a 3-member group.
やだ
No way.
私にも嫌だっていう資格はあるけどな。
I have my own concerns about that as well. Shanghai has a smile on her face, but I don't think that's the emotion she feels on the regular.
気を落とさないで次だ。ラジオネーム、ルーミアの婿。恐れ多いやつだな。
Don't get depressed, let's keep it up. Nickname, Rumia's husband. He must be awesome.
そうなのか。
Is that so?
そうなのか。
But I have it from the girl herself. Where is it?
そうなのか。
Yes. Is that so?
こいつの感想は何言ってるんだ？
Heat. What the heck are his impressions?
ちょっと見せて。まさかエクストリーム叩いてかぶってじゃんけんっぽいからゆかり様がカブトムシになって全てを食らい尽くす微生物を召喚し世界アリスワールド化エンドになるとは思いもよりませんでした。
Let me see. I totally did not expect a brutal battle, rip-off contest, Yukari wrestling, germ incubation through massive eating, and that Alice world ending.
なるほど。
Makes sense. Mm-hmm.
納得すんなよ。
Don't say you understood that.
まさかとは思うけどこれはあなたの想像上の産物ではないかしら。もしそうだとすればあなたが二次元症候群であることにほぼ間違いないと思うわ。
I find it hard to believe, but it could be a product of your imagination. If that's true, I have little doubt that you suffer from two-dimensional syndrome.
どこの林先生よ。
What are you, Hayashi Sensei?
あのドブ貝を料理する人ですか。
The guy who uses muscles. Chat, who's Hayashi Sensei?
そっちじゃないわよ。
No, not that one.
追加ゲスト希望はルーミアね。
Guest request Rumia. Heh.
そりゃそうだろうよ。こんなラジオネームなのに違うやつに1票入れてたら驚きだよ。
Well, of course. If a person with this nickname would vote for someone else, I'd be surprised.
追加ゲストの項目は言わなくていいです。
You don't have to read the guest request entries.
当選できなかった人のことを考えてください、ゆかり様。
Think of those people whose candidates didn't win, Yukari-sama.
ごめんね。
I'm sorry.
私の読む番だったのに何してくれたんだよ。
It was my turn to read, but you ruined it.
悪い。
Sorry.
次です。ラジオネーム犬肉さん。小悪魔は実家でどんな日常を繰り広げていたのか。
Next one. Nickname Dogmeat. I want to know how Kwakama lives at her home.
これはパチに聞かないと。
We should ask Pachi about this.
それは母親の下着を身につけて鶏やヨスズメを追いかけてる日常よ。
She has to wear her parents' underwear and chase chickens and night sparrows. Okay.
田舎暮らしってことはわかるわね。 その他一切はわからないけど。
I know the country life. That's the only thing I know, though.
じゃあ一巡したからまたあなたの番ね。
Okay, that's one round done. Your turn again,
そうだな。
I guess.
いや、パチ読んでないぞ。
No, Patchy hasn't read one.
私はいいのよ。前の EX でしこたま読んだんだから。
Okay with this. I read a lot in the previous game.
もっと読もう。
Read some more.
どんな説得の仕方なのよ。仕方ないわね。
What persuasion technique is this? Okay, I will. Damn, she breaks
説得
easy.
されちゃうんですね、それで。
It's pretty convincing, isn't it? I don't wanna. Come on. Alright, you got me.
慣れたもんでしょ。流れに身を任せることに。
I'm pretty experienced in going with the flow, right?
さすがパチュリー様。人生投げてますね。
That's right, Miss Patchouli. Throw your life away.
ほっとけ。なんじゃこり。
Just leave me be. Okay, what the hell is this?
どうした？カミソリでも仕込んであったか？
What happened? Did you find a razor inside?
それはそれで嫌だけど、ラジオネーム欄にはレミフラは俺のジャスティス。なのに読み仮名欄は田口秀夫。みんな取る。
That would be even worse, but he wrote his nickname as Remy Fla is my justice, but wrote its pronunciation as Taguchi Hideo. Okay,
本気と書いてマジみたいなもんだよ。
I guess he wanted to look more serious.
レミフラとか何考えてるのよ。ありえない。
Remy Fla? What is he thinking? That's impossible.
そっちかよ。
That's your problem?
別にいいだろ。
Who cares about that?
向こうは大荒れですね。
They're arguing so much.
和む話題が書いてあるといいですね。
I like it more when they write peaceful letters.
語ってほしいことは、メイド長と腹黒青巫女の世代交代について。
Yeah. One more time, listen to that.
語ってほしいことは、メイド長と腹黒青巫女の世代交代について。
Yeah. Now, what do you want to see discussed? Headmaids and Wicked Blue Miko's generation shift. Yeah.
和むわね。
So peaceful.
和むか。
This is peaceful?
何ですか？え？聞こえません。
What's that? Huh? I didn't hear.
だから投票結果のね。
That's why the poll results are like that.
説明してやるな。放っておいてあげようよ。
Stop explaining it. Let's just ignore it.
聞こえない。何も聞こえない。
I can't hear. I can't hear anything.
もうただの病気じゃないか。
This sounds like another disease, isn't it?
じゃあ一巡したから私か。
Okay.
ラジオネームっていうかさっきから流れてるこの昭和の面白ソングはなんだよ。
Okay, another round starting with me. Nickname... Actually, what's this funny Showa song?
ゆかり様のテーマ。
Mr. Shukari's theme.
あんまり笑わせるなよ。
I don't recommend messing with me.
じゃあなんで怒ってるのよ。
Why are you angry?
ラジオネームミスチルのどっちだよ。
Nickname Miss Chirino. Which one is it? What? What? Wait, who's the middle character? Hmm? Miss oh. Misty Chirino? Miss Chirino? I guess? Why are you gonna be confusing about it?
ニコニコ動画で宣伝してくれてる人ね。
He was advertising us at Nico Nico Duga.
ああ、そうかい。
Ah, that's it.
よかったな。も
How nice of him.
っと感謝しなさいよ。
Be more grateful.
ありがてえ、ありがてえ。
Thanks. Thanks.
ははー。これで満足か。
Haha. Okay, is that enough? Yep.
相変わらずのグダグダで面白かったです。そうか、それしか脳がないやつらだからな。
It was as long and funny as always. Oh, really? Well, that's because that's all they're good for.
そうだな。
Indeed.
そうですね。
That's true.
任せて。
Leave it to us.
褒めてねえし、語ってほしいこと、白玉楼の冷蔵庫の中身について。アリスの家の冷蔵庫じゃなくてよかったよ。
I wasn't praising you. What you like to see discussed? What's inside Hakugokuro's fridge? Thankfully, he didn't ask about Alice's fridge.
入ってるもの自体はまともだったんじゃないかしら。実際に見てないからわからないけど。
Was there anything weird inside? I didn't look myself, so I don't know.
ゆかり様とチェンは中を見ましたよね。
Mrs. Yukari and Chen have looked inside it.
ええ、見ました。いっぱい入ってました。
Yeah, I saw it. There's a lot in there.
死んだ魚とか死んだ動物の死骸とかね。
Dead fish. Remains of dead animals.
無理に面白く言おうとしなくていいよ。
You don't have to make it sound funny.
中身がどんなに良くても料理人のせいで台無しだったけどな。
The contents were good enough. It's the cooks who made the food awful.
ラリー
Sorry.
できないならできないでいいから無理すんなよ。
If you can't do it, don't force yourself.
それもあるけど、基本的に火力弱いのよね。
That's true, but there wasn't enough heat.
外でやらせた西行寺のバカも悪いな。
That's Saiyoji's fault for holding the event outside.
全員バカですね。
Everyone is an idiot.
白玉楼の冷蔵庫の中身について話したら全員バカっていう結果が出た。よかったな。
As we've discussed the contents of Hakugokuro's fridge, we've concluded that everyone's an idiot. Aren't you glad?
ラジオネームガーランド。次回作のリクエストは一応全キャラ続投で。
Nickname Garand. Request for the next game. Continue developing the characters.
いい案ですね。却下。
Great idea. Rejected.
いい案があったらどんどん言ってくれ。
Please tell us if you find more good ideas.
話題は巷で話題のスイーツ。それはもう人気投票2位のあの子じゃない？
Topic. Street topic is sweets. Is that the number 2 girl from the popularity contest?
聞こえない聞こえない。
I don't hear you. I don't hear you.
掘り返してやるなよ。
Stop covering your ears.
元気いっぱいになったところで次。ラジオネームラジオゾンデ1号。なかなか鋭いことを言ってるなこの人は。
On this happy note, we move to the next one. Nickname Radio Sunday number 1. That person sounds pretty smart.
どんなですか？
What exactly sounds smart?
終盤のグダグダ感が前回よりひどい。ネタに頼りすぎ。厳しいことを言う。
Endgame flow was awful compared to the previous game. You relied on gags too much. That's pretty harsh. You know, this guy actually makes a point. Think about it. So the way the previous game ended, it had one ending where the mansion blew up, right? Everything went kaboom. In this game, it was a game of darts to the butt, and then it was a cooking contest that amounted to nobody wins, go home. And then Marissa's just like, that's it? And that's it. And then it goes to the ending. So the ending in the previous game was definitely a bit more impactful, if only because they blew everything up. But this game is still good. I really enjoyed this one.
それを取られたら私たちどうすりゃいいの？
What are we supposed to do with that information?
取られたら取られたでいいけど、それに出口はないわよ。
We can take this hits just fine, but there's nothing we can do.
この世界で何年やってんだ？
We've been trapped for so many years.
そうだ。
Yeah.
何に怒ってんだよお前たち。
Why are they so angry now?
ラジオゾンで後でゆかり様が金塊を送るから長い目で見るんだ。
Radio Sunday. Mr. Shikari will send you a gold bar later. Look forward to it.
買収すんな。
Stop bribing people.
次回作のリクエストはバカルテットが揃うのでそこら辺のやりとりに期待してますとのことです。
His request for the next game is, since Full Quartet will be complete, I'm looking forward to their scenes. Oh my god, he's so right. Chat, we could have had scenes with Chirno, Rumia, Mistia, Wriggle, and even Dayusei all together. They could have had their own little side story. Oh, that would have been great.
もう現段階でオールバカなのにこれ以上何を求めてるんだ？
We're all idiots already, and you're expecting us to take it to the next level?
そうだ！
Indeed.
これからも応援しなさいよ。
Please continue to support us.
そうだ！
Yeah.
こんな感じでいい？
Okay, is that fine?
いいんじゃないかしら。最後にフレンドリーな感じも出したし。
I think it is. The important thing is that we were friendly at the end.
よし
Good.
よし
Good.
ではラジオネーム七種の大妖精さん
Okay, next one is Nameless Daiyusei.
またお前か
That guy again.
レイムにお金を貸すとしたらいくら期限はいつまでだそうです
If you lend Reimu money, what kind of terms do you set? He asks. Now, this guy's asking the most important questions.
Eh?
Huh?
Eh?
Huh?
貸さない
Do not lend her money.
貸さるよ
Don't do it.
貸さないはなしでだそうです
And don't say don't lend her money, he writes.
卑怯な
It's unfair.
何
What?
ちょっとランどうする
Hey, Ron, what should we do?
まずうちらの収入はどうなんですか
First of all, what is our income?
それはどっかの金庫とかレアメタルが埋まってるところから隙間ですでいくらでも
Well, I whoosh buried rare metals from a gold mine somewhere with a gap. So, infinite. As the name suggests, these are very rare metals. Aside from being used in alloys, they are very scarce and precious. So, in other words, Yukari is destroying the economy.
かなりかっこ悪い方法ですね
That's not a good way to earn money.
隙間です
Whoosh with a gap.
とりあえず気に入らないでくださいよ
I hope you won't grow fond of this phase.
いくら貸せるか
Kind of growing on me, actually. Whoosh with a gap. So how much would I lend? Not that I would.
貸しませんよ巫女には
Yeah, don't lend money to that shrine maiden.
でも貸さないはなしなのよね100円だけだと逆に私たちが耳っちい連中だと思われるんじゃない
But I have to. If we lend her 100 yen, we would come off as stingy, right?
何気ない話題で人格問題にまで発展するなんて面倒な話ですね
This casual question has turned into a matter of personality. What an annoying topic.
1万円くらい
About 10,000 yen?
お金を貸すって次元の話ならもうちょっと多い方が
From your usual money lending perspective, shouldn't you lend more?
でも友人の間で貸すお金なんてそういうもんじゃん大金になると友情破綻の可能性があるわ
But remember that we're friends. Huge loans can break our friendship.
これ何の話ですか
What the heck are we talking about?
私にもわからなくなってきたわ
I'm losing track of the topic myself.
とりあえず1万円貸して期限は返ってこないことを前提に考えれば無期限でいいと思います
If we assume you lend her 10,000 yen, but she doesn't return them in time, you can consider it an indefinite loan.
1万円ねはいこっち1万円
Then I'll go at 10,000 yen.
じゃあこっち1万1円無期限
And then I'll go with 10,001. Indefinite.
子供かそもそもこっちってなんだよなんで陣営に分かれて
You
んだ
just,
よ
you just got price righted. Are you competing now? And what's with and I'll go with? Why did you act like opponents now?
ラジオネーム青島どうも海外の人です本当か
Nickname Aoshima. Hello, I'm a foreigner. For real?
信じることが大事なのよ
It's important to believe people.
話題は翔くんの宝刀を見てくれどう思う
Topic. Look at Hoshikun's pagoda. What do you think?
絶対に欲しいだろ
He's definitely Japanese.
とりあえず話題には答えないとなじゃあパチよろしく
Anyway, we have to discuss the topic. Patchy, please.
すごく大きいわ
It's so big.
何言ってんだパチ
What are you saying, Patchy? Hey.
ラジオネーム高梨さんさんさん
Nickname Takanashi San-san. San-san?
前の EX で読み方間違ってたわ
His name was read differently the last time.
細けいことはいいんだよ
Don't bother about details.
長い3行でまとめてくれないかしら
It's gonna take a while. Maybe we don't have to read all hundreds? Oh no. What one are we on, chat? 12? Uh-oh. Oh boy. Get out my water. Hundreds?
ちゃんと読めよ
Read them all. Are you sure? That's That's a lot.
喉が痛くなったらどうするのよ。長いから要点をまとめるわね。
What if my throat gets sore? It's a long letter. I'm just going to explain the point of it.
雑だな。
You're so bad.
巻きですから。
Hurry up.
パチュリーかわいいよ。幽霊楽団ルートがツボ。上海が思ったより可愛すぎた。EX にパチュリーいなかったら死んでしまいます。とのことです。
Patchouli is cute. Phantom Ensemble route was perfect. Shanghai was unbelievably cute. If Patchy won't be an extra, I'll die. Something like this.
すごく好感触ですね。
That made me feel really nice.
これだけ称賛してくれてるのに昨夜に一切触れてないのがある意味笑いの神が降りてるわね。
Even with that praise, Sakuya doesn't seem touched. In a sense, I guess the god of laughter has left her.
聞こえない聞こえない。
Can't hear you. I can't hear you.
昨夜泣いてる？
Sakuya, are you crying?
いや、泣いてないですが、心を無にしています。
No. I'm not crying. But my heart is dying.
ものすごい褒められてる内容なのにへこんでるって新しいな。
I've never seen people so depressed over a letter of praise.
昨夜、もっと喋っていいからね。
Sakuya, you can talk more.
わかりました。頑張ります。
Okay, I'll try.
ラジオネームマスポン。これは
Nickname Maspon. This is...
私もちゃんと読んだんだから、あなたも読みなさいよ。
I had to read a letter like that, so you must read it as well.
そうはなわね。無理そう
I'm gonna need that again.
そうはなわね。無理そう
God damn it.
そう
One more.
はなわね。無理そう
Guess I have no choice. I can't do it. I don't know how she holds a note that long.
そうはなわね。無理そう
Swa.
完全に上海の家にいる変な人だよ。
That's totally the pervert living in my house.
書いてあるからしょうがないじゃない。うなってる割に内容はエアショーのリグルのことばっかり書いてあるわ。
I can't help it if it's written here. Aside from Moans, the rest is about Regal from Imperishable Night.
リグルみたいなこと書いてあるわね。
Wriggle. Wriggling. Like this, isn't it?
リグルみたいなこと書いてあるわね。
Okay.
くんかくんか。
Sniff, sniff. What the hell are we reading?
ミミズの声に惚れたとも書いてあるわね。
He also wrote that he's in love with Earthworm's voice. That's the same voice we used for Lily X. It belongs to a former professional voice actor who now works as our sound technician. He always says, I'll make you work harder than this. The Earthworm's got a good voice. It's Lily X. Earthworm and Lily X are the same character.
ミミズとか昆虫とか変な性癖を持ってるのね。
Does he have a thing for earthworms and other insects?
あなたも気をつけないとダメよ。
You have to be careful as well.
上海虫じゃねえよ。
I'm not a bug.
マスプン。10代か。前途多難にも程があるわね。
Maspon. He's probably a teenager, and a troubled one at that.
ラジオネームキムチ。飛行機に持ち込むのよ。パッチのムキュゴはどこの国で話が通じるのですかだとさ。
Nickname Kimchi. Keep that away from airplanes, you. He asks, what country speaks Patchy's Mukyu language?
南米のどこら辺なら通用するの？
Probably used in some places in South America? It's been a while since we got that one, huh? Mukyu. Hold on, I have 17 different forms of Mukyu in here. Let me see if I can find the one that matches that one. Let's see. I got oh, this one might. No, not that one. This one? This one? This one. This one. Did you get all that, chat? Did you get all that? Now imagine you're just talking to someone, and that's all they got. You want to know how many different Mukyus I got in here? More than you're prepared to handle. Play all 17 at once. I don't know if I know how to do that. Auto repeat. It won't auto repeat. It's lying to me. Here we go. Prepare your ears, chat. There you go. Like, nice. Okay. Ah, that's how it is. Mukyu. I see you have your issues as well. I see. I didn't know about that. What we're saying is only animals can communicate like this.
ラジオネームはファルクラム。ゆゆこ元に戻らないはゆかりダメキャラだわ。かなり消化不良。
Nickname Fulcrum. Yuyuko never transformed back. Yukari is worthless. I have indigestion now.
ダメで悪いか。ダメはダメなりに一生懸命頑張ってるんだぞ。
What's wrong with being worthless? These characters are putting all their effort into being worthless.
ダメでもいいじゃないですか。妖怪だもの。
Isn't being worthless okay, since she's a yokai?
そうだ。ダメなやつは何をやってもダメなんだ。
Indeed. Whatever worthless characters do, they're still worthless.
私はダメでいいと思うわ。
I think I'm fine with being worthless.
お嬢様もカリスマいらない発言に似たようなこと言ってますよ。
This sounds a lot like Mistress's I don't need charisma speeches.
期待に応えられない大物が幻想郷に多くなってきたわね。
There are many important people in Gensokyo who don't live up to expectations. Oh, is she ever right?
まったり行きましょうよ。ヨウムのゆゆこのモノマネが良かったので、エクストラに出るなら終始モノマネキャラでお願いしたいです。ヨウムさん。
Let's enjoy this one. Yomu's Yuyuko impression was awesome. If you feature her in extra, make her do that impression all the time. Yomu? Yomu!
いないです。
She's not here.
温泉ですから。
She's at the hot springs.
人の期待に応えられない。リクエストにも応えられない。なんなんだお前たちは。
You don't live up to expectations, you can't fulfill requests. What's wrong with you?
上海先輩。
Master Shanghai?
先輩じゃないけどなんだよ。
I'm not your master, but what do you want?
人生はね、成功ばかりじゃないのよ。失敗もあるの。むしろ失敗することの方が多いのよ。
Life
で
isn't
もその
just
失敗が成功という実りを生むの。
Life isn't just about victories. It's about failures too. Actually, it's mostly about failures. But these failures make the victories sweeter.
なんでこんなどうでもいいところですごいまともなこと言うんだよ。場所チョイスが失敗してるよ。
Why do you say something cool at a time like this? You fail at choosing appropriate occasions.
私の人生実らず。
My life is worthless.
私も実らないかもな。
Mine is probably the same.
もっと頑張ろうよお前ら。
Put more effort into your lives.
ラジオネーム上条さん。もう もレミリアいらないんじゃないかな。っていうかいらないよね。フランがいるし。そうだな。
Nickname Kamijo-san. Isn't Remilia unnecessary now? I mean, she is, right? We have Flandre now. Yeah, I guess.
そうだなじゃねえよ。お前のところの隙間がいなくなるようなもんだぞ。いらねえじゃん。
What do you mean, you guess? What if you remove the gap from your house? You don't need it too, right?
そうだな。
Yeah, I guess.
ちょっと昨夜なんとか言ってよ。
Hey, Sakuya, say something.
頑張ってくださ
Do your best.
い。もういいよ。
Enough of this.
こんな話題でヒートアップできるなんて人生得してるな。
You must really like your life, getting so hyped up over this topic.
私にとっては死活問題だぞ。存在してだぞ。
It's a matter of life and death to me. A matter of existence.
世界中が敵になったら嘆け。
If the whole world is your enemy, start grieving for yourself.
語ってほしい話題は恋の話だ。
Topic you'd like to see discussed. Tell a love story.
ここは私の出番のようね。
Heh. Looks like it's my turn.
うわー、気持ち悪い。
Oh, that made me sick.
敵物が出てきちゃうわ。
I'm going to get an ulcer. Luigi, what are you doing? I'm a cowboy. I'm a cowboy, Mario.
胃液出そうです。
I'm about to puke.
失礼すぎるわよ。
You're taking it too far.
じゃあ聞くけどさ、絶対お前の話は妄想だろ。
Let me ask you. You are going to talk about your delusion, right?
かわいそうな人扱いするんじゃない。
Stop talking like you're pitying me.
じゃあ話をお願いします。
Okay, let's hear you out.
この話はいったなんで吹き矢が飛んでくるのよ。
The story is that hurt. Why did the blowout hit me?
チェンの予想ではこの話には出口がない気がしたので早めに救出しました。
According to my predictions, you didn't think anything up, so I decided to help you.
うん、さすがチェンだ。
Yeah, great job, Chen.
正直助かったわ。
Actually, you saved me there.
手探りのまま話を始めようとすんなよな。
Don't talk if you're just going to fumble around with words.
ではラジオネームふみおさん。その前に一ついいでしょうか。
Nickname Fumio. Can I ask something first?
なんだい。
What is it?
アンケート項目の一つにお持ちの能力を一つお教えくださいというのがありますが、言わなくていいんですか？
There's a tell us about an ability you have item in letters. Is it okay that we skip it?
基本的に読む項目は私たちのさじ加減だから、面白そうだったら読むといいぞ。
Well, we decide the items we read ourselves. If it sounds funny to you, you can read it.
わかりました。では今までの人の能力は面白くなかったってことなのですね。
I understand. You're saying that no people have written any interesting abilities so far.
まあそうなんだけど、それは言わなくていいからね。
Well, it's true, but you really didn't have to say it.
その項目はハードル高いだろう。
It's just too much of a bother to read it.
読んでもこの人形に普通ツッコミされちゃうのがオチだからな。
If we read it, that doll will just say one of her punchlines, and that's it.
普通で悪かったな。
Yeah, that's too plain.
試しに昨夜の能力言ってみ。
For instance, Sakuya, tell us what your ability is.
大怪我で入院した時に元の身体能力に戻すために訓練する程度の能力です。
The ability to train to return to my former self during times I'm hospitalized with injuries. I forgot Sakuya is very old and brittle.
それリハビリだよ。
That's called rehabilitation. There you go. Enjoy Shanghai for a little bit. See?
なんで上海が悪いみたいになってんだ。わ
Why do I feel like the villain now?
かりました。では続きを読みます。
Okay, I understand. Let's continue reading.
お前も今のやりとりめんどくさくなってるんじゃないよ。
Didn't you get bored with this explanation as well?
リクエストはですね、サクやレミリア、ユユコ、ヨウムまで出すと大変なことになりそうなので、彼女たちはぜひ
His request is, I feel that if you feature Sakuya, Remilia, Yuyuko, or Yomu, something bad will happen. Make them secondary characters, please. Sure thing.
いいよ
Okay.
いいの
You're okay with it?
いいよねさくや
Isn't that fine, Sakuya?
いいっすねお嬢様
Totally fine, mistress.
親に命がけだな
You're really trying to become secondary.
なんか気がすごい楽なんだよね
It just feels so much easier.
そうですね自由に行動できますしいざとなったら寝てもバレませんし
Indeed, you can move freely, and you can take naps every now and then.
寝るなよ
Don't sleep.
語ってほしいことは早苗さんの優遇っぷりについて
He wants to see Sanaya's warm reception discussed. Out like a light.
だそうです
Sounds about right.
ラジオネームアマテラス祭り好きの神だっけ
Nickname Amaterasu. Was that the god who liked festivals?
ちょっと違います
Not exactly.
細かいことはいいのよ次回への期待原作みたいに4組出してほしいですかっこゆゆこは5票のままでかっこ閉じるミミズの再登場を期待してます
Don't worry about it. So his expectations for the next game. 4 groups like in the original game. Yuyuko as Tombstone and looking forward to Earthworm again. Huh?
ゆゆこはこう言ってはなんだけど俺の嫁に何をするだみたいな意見が多かったのよね
He mentioned Yuyuko, but we've got a lot of "What did you do to my wife?" responses as well.
今度洗濯機に入れて元に戻さないといけませんね
We'll stick her in the washing machine next time to transform her back.
でも母票ファンもいることは確かなのよね
But it's true that there are fans of her Tombstone form as well. Well, yeah, I kinda am. Because it was really, really weird. But it grew on me.
両方出せってことか無茶な話だな
Feature both forms? Nah, that's crazy talk.
昔墓標が溺れてなくなってしまった呪いの泉とかに落とせばいいんですよ
We could drop her in a cursed pond that kills gravestones that drown in it.
水をかければ墓標お湯をかければゆゆこ様かなかなかいい案だぞチェン
You're saying she should turn to gravestone if we sprinkle her with cold water, and to Yuyuko if with hot. Nice plan, Chen. I gotta sneeze.
墓標型の通信機作ればええんちゃう
Got the mic on that one. Nice. Professional in the house. Bro. What do we make a gravestone shaped transmitter?
話題ヨーヨームファンタズムのゆかりとコーマ教エクストラのフランはどっちの方が立場が上か
Oh, that's a question. Topic: Who ranks higher, Yukari of PCB Phantasm or Flandre of EOSD Extra? Well, chat, this is your moment to be wrong.
ここで私に決まってるじゃないって言うものならあなたの妹がいきなり現れて顔面パンチ食らって私の命は終了しちゃうじゃない
If I say, of course it's me, your sister will suddenly appear, punch me in the face, and I'll die, right?
よかったな死ななくて
It's fine. You won't really die.
本当にスタンバイしてたの怖ー
Wait, she's really waiting for it? Creepy.
ラジオネームミエンさん私は自分の将来が見えんのです
We didn't get an answer. God damn it. Nickname Mian, as in, I'm concerned about Mian future.
そういう変なことを思いついたらすぐに言っちゃうからだよ
You're just always saying every weird thought you have.
前作をはるかに上回るボリュームでプレイ中ほとんど笑ってましたそれほどでも
This one was way beyond the previous in terms of content, and I laughed all the time. You're too nice.
絶対お前のところじゃないと思うぞ
I'm sure he wasn't talking about you.
お茶吹いたってやつね
He's one of... Oh my god, I spilled my tea, guys, right?
コーヒー返
Give my coffee back.
せクソワノタ
Rough. That's a mental image.
クソワノタ
I cannot cannot picture her saying this.
腹筋崩壊
Oh, cursed. Absolutely cursed.
腹筋崩壊
Lamau.
やってる時はそんな感じだけどメイドが出てくるとスーッと無表情に戻るんだろう
We're always like this, but when this maid shows up, we put on our poker faces.
その絵面は面白いな
It's a funny image if you think about it. And she's out.
気絶するな
I'll fall asleep.
うどん毛が終始悲惨な目に遭いそうですね楽しみですうどん毛あの制服ウサギか
I'm sure Udong will face a lot of misery. Looking forward to it. Udong. That rabbit in a uniform?
嘘ウサギね
That rabbit horse, sure. Jesus, what was that?
月人は言っちゃってるわあいつら未来に生きてるのよ
Yeah, alright.
多分こんなやつかよ
They probably do.
全然わからん
We have no idea.
ラジオネーム猿の腰掛けエミリアのヘタレ具合が好きですよ
ね
かったわねヘタレ
Nickname Saruno Koshikake. I like how Remilia is helpless. It's so good that you're helpless.
素直に褒めろ
Make your praises more straightforward.
語ってほしい話題は大まかの財源枯れたら捕まっちゃうんじゃ
Topic of discussion. Source of SDM money. If you heard, you'd arrest us.
人聞きの悪いこと言うな
Don't say such suspicious things.
今日も地下の印刷機は元気に働いています
Our printing machine in the basement started working like normal today.
何言ってんだそんなのないよ
What are you saying? We don't have one.
現場は誰にもわからないところに隠してあるから
We've hidden the printing plates so no one will find them.
おーい
Hey!
通報したところで次ラジオネーム超大尊家具屋
They're printing Remy bucks. How much? What's the current market value for one Remy buck? I must know. With these news, let's keep going. Nickname Ultra Dice and Kaguya.
名前は最高に面白いのに
Again, even if my name is so awesome.
名前は言うなよ変なネタのない綺麗な家具屋に期待生まれたい何言ってんだ
It's not your name. I'd like to see pure Kaguya without stupid jokes. Don't disappoint me. What is he talking about?
こいつ前もこんなこと言ってたわよ
He was saying the same thing before.
いい加減踏んでやれよ
Don't bother and crush his hopes.
そういうことじゃないわよ
That's not the point.
話題は生まれるのが気持ちいいのこの変態っていうセリフが一番似合いそうなのは誰かそりゃ上海かな
Topic is, did you crush my hope, you pervert? By the way, who of you would fit this line best? Probably me.
いや私だろ
No, probably me.
私でもいいぞ
It could be me.
私よ
Me!
そうかじゃあそれで
I see. Enough of this discussion.
諦め早っ
You're stopping too early.
こんなので争っても人生面白くないって思っただけだ
I think that even if we fight over this, it's not going to make any difference.
もっと楽しくいきましょうよラジオネームエアー空気ね
You should try and have more fun. Nickname Air. Like actual air?
とないときゃ
Don't worry, Sakuya.
なんで私に振るんですか
Why did you say that to me?
EX っていうのは空気役とかナチュラル役が必要なのそのナチュラル役をどっかにやっても別のナチュラル役が出てくるの
Extra stages always need playing characters and the ones taking the blame. If that last character disappears, new ones will be found.
なんという人生の縮図
Sounds like a model of life.
EX は人生
E extra is life. Kinda.
高魔教よりかなり時間がかかりました通学中に見てたのでかなり役に立ちました普通は携帯ゲーム機とかじゃないの
This one was a lot longer than EOSD game. I played it on my way to school. It was pretty useful. Don't kids usually use portable game consoles for that?
最近の若者は変わってますね。
Kids these days are different. Oh, you have no idea how true that one is.
変わり者すぎやしないかしら。
I wonder if that was too excessive.
語ってほしいことはそれは置いといてチェンって可愛いよね。私よりね。
Discussion topic. But that aside, Chen is so cute. Well, nothing else to say about it.
ここで私が一概にもそうとはって言えば盛り上がるんですか？どうなんですか？
Am I supposed to start shouting, that goes without saying? Or what?
なんで切れたのよ。このままじゃ寂しいから能力紹介しようかしら。レミリアをヤッホーする程度の能力。
Why did you get angry now? Well, that wasn't much, so let's read this guy's ability. Ability to make Remilia go Yahoo.
ヤッホー！
Yahoo!
よかったわね。
That's nice.
淡々としてますが、こんな感じの内容、チェーンは好きです。
I like simple letters like this.
気が楽になるわね。
They put your mind at ease, right?
ラジオネーム、ネタとシラフの境界線。大学内で思い切り笑いきれたので、今回のヨーヨーモをやってとても幸福感に包まれています。
Nickname
学業はおろそかにしちゃいかんぞ。
Nickname, boundary of joke and sobriety. PCB game made me so happy I was laughing out loud in university. Don't ignore your homework.
いいのよ。大学なんて入るまでと卒業間際の就職までが大変なだけで、あとは遊んどけば。
That's okay. You just have to enter it in university and find a job after it. But after that, you can start having fun.
ゆかり様が現役学生だったカンブリア紀の大学はそんな感じでよかったんですね。
Wow, Mistress Yukari was a student. Cambarian period university life was so much easier back then, huh? Cambrian. This is about 500 million years ago when Earth was mostly covered by water. This was the period when living creatures started to form families and species. This is called the Cambrian explosion. The Cambrian explosion. It sounded cool and we wanted to use that phrase, but a lot of people have no idea what it means, so we couldn't use it after all. The sun is a deadly laser. Not anymore, there's a blanket.
なんで採用中とキャンパスライフを送らないといけないのよ。
Why do you say it like I was living together with trilobites on the campus?
はいはい。お年がバレるようなことは控えるんでしたね。
Okay,
わかって
okay.
ますよ。
I'll try not to hint at your age anymore.
もっと言い方あるでしょ。
Couldn't you phrase that differently?
次回へのリクエストは、できればエイリンとケイネはしっかり者であることを期待します。さっきゆかり様もおっしゃっていたが、人生は成功ばかりじゃない。
Well, chat, I'm looking forward to Aaron and Kane too, right? Like, aren't we all? Request for the next game. I'm looking forward to Aaron and Kane being awesome and reliable. Well, as Mistress Yukari said, life isn't all about victories. It is amazing how this line relates to our current situation.
自分の望みが叶わなくても大丈夫。皆さんならきっとへこたれずに前向きにいけるはずです。
Don't worry if your wishes don't come true. You shouldn't lose heart. Keep looking towards the future.
だから気を落とすな。
Come on, don't let people down.
これは基本なのですか。
Oh no,
リクエストを全拒否っていうのは。
I'm being let down. Isn't that the point? To deny all requests?
基本基本。
Yes, that's the point.
ラジオネーム春ですよさん。
Nickname, Haru desu yo.
ラジオネームの読み仮名の欄にはそれが書いてあるが、ラジオネーム自体は隙間からババーンと華麗に登場だな。どういうことだ？
That's what the reading column says, but the nickname itself is Splendid and Awesome Appearance from a Gap. What's that about?
いいの。さっきからそういうの多いけど、基本的に読み仮名の方を読むから。
Don't worry, that's happening a lot. Read the reading first. This sometimes happened when we were processing the nicknames. Aside from that, we also had cases where people put difficult kanji in their names. Sometimes we just added furigana to the script. What? But sometimes names could take different readings, so we couldn't provide actresses with furigana. Sorry if we read your names wrong. I don't know what that is. at all. I can't read the language! I wanna read the language!
でもここは普通に書いてほしいですね。ね。
Furigana, katakana, and kanji are forms of Japanese writing. I've never heard of furigana. I've heard of katakana and kanji, but I've never heard of furigana. Kanji is the most complex, yes. Because it's a combination of characters to form a whole word or like something like that, right? So like you don't you spell out with katakana, but to spell like a word, they're like lettering, but then kanji is just a symbol for the whole word, eh? Something like that. I don't know. Still, I wish you'd write it normally. Seriously.
姉ちゃんみたいに怒られても。
You sound like an angered sister.
ね。
Serious.
ばあちゃんみたいに言われても。
You sound like an angered granny.
言ってないからちょっと表へ出なさい。
I don't sound like it. Want to fight about it? Furigana is those tiny words above other Japanese words. They are reading aids. Oh, I've seen those before. So basically, they're used to explain what the kanji is to be read as, huh? Like that. Since kanji can have different readings. Is that correct? No way.
じゃあいいわよ。
Okay, fine.
ラジオネームのかなの項目をちゃんと書かないと、次からはそいつの家に知らないおじさんが入ってくる呪いをかけたわ。
I have learned something. I've seen that in Tuhu before. I will curse the next people who didn't write proper nicknames reading with a random geezer in the house of curse. What? Fuck? I will curse the next people who didn't write proper nickname readings with a random geezer in the house curse. Oh.
怖いです。怪我をするとか病気になるとかより怖いです。
This is scary. Even more scary than getting hurt or falling ill.
恐れをぬぬき。
Tremble in fear. Oh, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good.
感想はどうでもいいゆかりのキャラがすごくムカつきました。
Okay. Impressions. Yukari is such a pointless character. It makes me sick a little.
ちょっと表へ出ろ。
Hey, I have a few words for you.
人によってそういう感情が生まれるのは仕方がない。だから許せ。
Some people feel this way. There's nothing wrong about it. Forgive them.
仕方ないの。そんなに青筋立てないで。
You can't help it. Don't get this angry.
なんでそんなにフォローに必死なのよ。明日は我が身なのよ。
Why did you have to say that? I never know what to expect from you.
私のダメ批判が来るってか？
You're saying my comments are dumb?
続き読んでいいぞ。
You can continue reading.
あ、はい。システム音声で約1名除き、働けとかどうでしょうか？
Ah, sure.
この案はどうですか？
Can I have one character saying get a job as a bonus voice? What do you think of this?
じゃあ採用しとくか。
Well, let's do it.
じゃあってなんだよ。もっとゲームしろ。
What's with uncertainty? Be more firm.
この約1名は誰かわかるんだが、基本的に幻想郷って働いてないやつ多い気がする。
I guess I know who he meant, but man, there sure are a lot of unemployed characters in Gensokyo.
この中で働いてる人。
Who has a job among us?
はい。
Me.
こういう時はものすげえ元気だな。
You're really vigorous when asked that.
私だって。
What about me?
結界の管理とか職業じゃないんじゃ。そもそも最近は私の役目ですし。
Alice, no. I haven't had a dream where Alice gets a job. I had a dream last night, I think. And I don't remember what it was. Whoops. Still haven't found Alice a job, though. I feel like that's one I would remember if that one ever popped up. Maybe someday she'll pop up back. It's hard to forget her. She's been locked away in the corners of my mind forever. You're operating gaps, aren't you? Well, recently it became my job.
私はむしろ雇い主だから働かなくていいのよ。
And I am an employer, so I don't have to work.
私はあれだからいいのよ。
And I'm, fine the way I am.
定職についてるのは私だけのようね。
Look,
咲夜さん大勝利。
looks like I'm the only one with a steady job. I win.
なんかすっごい悔しい。
This is so annoying.
とりあえずゆかり様は働く云々より睡眠時間を削るところから始めないと。
Anyway, before we start telling Mrs. Yukari to get a job, we have to cut on her sleeping hours.
無理。
No way.
ラジオネーム機動戦士。ギリギリなラジオネームね。さくやさんパニーっす。さくや、何か言ってあげなさい。
Nickname, mobile unit. Not much of a nickname. Sakuya's awesome. Say something, Sakuya.
チョリーっす。
Hello.
さくやがそれでいいならいいけど。
Back up, Jack. Well, if Sakuya thinks it's enough, okay.
では次に。
Next one.
はや。さくや、自分の話題だと結構ドライ。
Too fast. It's your topic. Don't be so dry.
クールビューティーですか？
Maybe she's a cool beauty type?
違うんじゃ。
I don't think that's...
違うわ。
Yes, that's not it.
違うんかい。
I see. That's not it.
ラジオネームイサムちゃんさん。ちゃんさん？
Nickname Isamu-chan-san. Chan-san?
さん付けはそういうモヤモヤが生まれてしまう罠があるのよね。
Attaching san to someone's name can be bad sometimes. It's like a trap.
別に気にしなくてもいいとは思うけどね。
I don't think you should worry about it.
三姉妹も出番があってよかったですね。個人的にルナさんみたいなキャラは一番好きです。嘘です。一番はレミリアお嬢様です。お嬢様よかったですね。
Sister's performance was great. Out of all the characters, I like Lunasa best. I'm kidding. I like Mistress Familia best. Isn't that great, Mistress?
チョリース。
Hello.
それも嘘だけどね。
I'm sure it was a lie, too.
嘘じゃないわい。
That's not a lie.
嘘だ。
It is.
こういう細かいことで争いを起こすことが逆に出番の尺を伸ばす技なのか。
It's not chorizo. It's I guess it's another way to say hello. It's like chorizo, something like that. Cause you know how you can say like they can say like arigato, or they can say like thank you, which is like basically just thank you, but whatever that is. There's different ways to say it. I don't know. Maybe it's a matter of formality, because there's formal language and stuff. I don't know anything about the language, but I've heard that word before for saying hello. Fighting over a minor topic like that is a way to get more screen time, isn't it?
なるほど。
Oh, I see.
勉強になりますね。したくないのに。
That's nice to know. Not that I want to do it.
じゃあもう頑張って喧嘩します。
I'll do my best arguing with people.
全力でダメ。
Absolutely don't.
レイセンは履いていないのでしょうか。
急に霜が来ましたわ。
Will you put Racing in the next game? You mean, will we put her panties? What?
体毛なんじゃね全身。
She doesn't need any. She's really hairy. What the fuck am I? What?
あのキツネも猫もボツリヌス菌も言うなれば全身体毛なのか。
That fox and cat are botulism mold, so they're very hairy as well, right? Can we? What do we do? Stop!
そうそう。
Indeed. No, we're done here.
なんでいきなりバイキン呼ばわり？しかも一回も言われたことないし。
Why are you calling them mold now? Nobody said a word about it.
私なんて野菜とかナメクジ呼ばわりだけど元気に生きてるわ。
You call me a vegetable and a slug, and I don't complain about it. Chat, who called Patchy a slug? I remember the vegetable part, but I don't remember anything about a slug.
もっと自分に自信を持ちなさいよ。
Have more faith in yourself.
生きてるだけでも上等なのよ。次、ラジオネームおじい。語ってほしい話題。階段。
I'm fine with just living. Nickname OG. He wants us to discuss ghost stories. No, give me that again.
生きてるだけでも上等なのよ。次、ラジオネームおじい。
OG.
ここは私の出番のようね。
This one is for me.
お得意だったんですか？
Were you any good at them?
これは私がまだ小さかった頃の話で。
This is a story from when I was little. Oh, she's about to tell us how the universe did the Big Bang.
超怖え
Super scary.
うえ怖え
Whoa, that's creepy.
まだ始まってないから、まだ昔々あるところの部分だから。
I haven't even started. I haven't even got to Once Upon a Time in a Certain Place yet.
なんだこれ喋ってる
What is it? It's talking?
ミイラ
A mummy?
あのさ、いい加減にしないと私も怒るわよ。
Hey, if you won't stop messing with me, I'll get angry.
こうするのが基本かなって
Isn't that what we always do?
正直助かったわね。
Yes, I'm glad you're honest with it.
正直幻想郷で階段で怖がらせるのってハードル高すぎるぞ
Honestly, telling ghost stories is very hard in Gensokyo. Not if your audience is Yomu, in which case you don't have to try that hard.
幽霊妖怪なんでもござれだしこう見えて上海の人形なんだどうぞよろしく
We've got ghosts and yokai, and I'm a living doll. Nice to meet you.
私はキュウリヤクモラン今後ともよろしく
I'm a nine-tailed fox, Yakumo Ran. Nice to meet you.
私は謎
And what am I? A slug.
ゲドウかな
A heretic?
違うって言える反論材料がないのが悔しいわね
No! But I can't really say anything to prove you wrong.
階段じゃないですけど料理中にピーラーで自分の皮を削いだことなら
Ooh! Ooh! Okay, that may not be a ghost story, but that got a reaction. It's not a ghost story, but I peeled off my skin once with a peeler when I was cooking food. Ooh. Oh. That's a bad thought. Don't think about that.
あとナイフ投げようとして失敗して真下に投げてしまって床に反射してお腹に帰ってきました柄の部分だったから良かったですけど反対だったら死んでましたね
And then I accidentally dropped a knife. It reflected off my bed and hit me in the stomach. Thankfully, it hit me on the handle, but I could have died back then.
うぎ
Ugh.
あとはですね
And then...
もういいから聞いてるこっちが言いたいわ。
Enough. Just hearing this makes me cringe.
爪の先が少し割れてて
No.
ポケットに指を入れたら服に爪が引っかかって根元近くに
No! My nail got split at the tip, and when I put my hand in my pocket, the nail got stuck in my clothes and split all the way to the root!
もういいから
Enough already!
上海には全然わかんない話題だなラジオネームエンマのお手伝いサボって何してんだ
I can't relate to any of that. Nickname? Enma's assistant. Why are you slacking?
それはさすがにラジオネームでしょう
It's just a nickname, isn't it?
グダグダっぷりが良かったです褒め言葉には絶対グダグダという言葉がついてるな
I apologize that you were eating during that. I did not expect it, that's for sure. I like how drawn out it was. You don't usually use drawn out when giving praises, right?
仕方ないわよそこしか目を見張るところないし
What can you do? It's the only notable thing about the game.
他にもいい部分はあります
There are other good things about it.
例えば
For instance,
グロいところとか
well, all the gory parts.
昨夜だけだか
You're the only one who liked them.
ら語ってほしい話題はスペルカードかほとんど使ってるの見たことないけどどうなんだ
Discussion topic, spell cards. We haven't seen them used much this time. Why is that?
使って当てると怪我しちゃうだろ大怪我したらどうなるか分かっているのか
You could hurt someone with it. What would you do if someone got hurt?
竹林の診療所でまずい食事の生活しなきゃならないのよ
You'd have to live in the forest clinic and eat their terrible meals.
怪我はまずいよな使わないにしろ種類自体は年々増えてるけどどんな感じでスペルカードって増えてんだ
Yeah, injuries are bad. Okay, even if we don't use them, their number increase each year. How do you come up with them?
寝るときに妄想で弾道とか打ち出す数とか決めてネーミングを考えて枕元のノートに控えて朝起きてそれ見たらなんだこりゃみたいな
That right there, chat, is very relatable. I get ideas about trajectories, bullet count, and names when I go to bed. I write them in the notebook near my pillow, then I wake up and think, the heck is this? Yep. That happens a lot. Why is it whenever we try to go to bed, our brains are like, yo, hold on, I got an idea. You gotta roll with it. Bro, it's 2:30 in the morning. What do you mean I gotta roll with it? Just write it down. Write it down. When you look at it in the morning, you'll think it's sick. So you do it. Then you wake up and you look at your notebook and you're like, what kind of drunk ass, dumbass idiot wrote this one?
そういう試行錯誤の末に採用するスペルが生まれるのよね。
And after this trial and error method, spell cards are born.
全員そんな感じの作り方なのかよ。
Do all of you create cards this way?
それ以外ないわよ。
There is no other way.
うむ。
Yeah.
チェンはお布団に入るとすぐに寝てしまうので、まだまだ未熟なのです。
I fall asleep as soon as I'm in my bed, so I'm not very experienced with that yet. Chat, it all makes sense now. That's why some characters have more spell cards than others. Because they're not able to stay awake long enough to write down ideas. That's why Chen has so few spell cards. And that's why Yukari has 1 million, because all she does is sleep all fucking day. So she has perfect opportunity to just write shit down. It all makes sense.
起きてる時に考えればいいだろう。
Patchy actually has some of like probably the most different spell cards. Patchy's problem is that she doesn't have the stamina to use them all in one go. Why don't you try thinking when you're awake?
起きてる時は他にいろいろやることがにゃにゃにゃにゃにゃ。
When I'm awake, I had a lot of other things to.
怒んなよ。
Calm down.
ラジオネームタマ。次回の期待。3面に経理の授業を入れてほしいと思います。
Nickname Tama. His expectations are, I want a lesson from Kane for stage 3. No!
なんでこの人は次回の台本の内容知ってるのかしら。
How is he? Did he read the script for the next game?
誰かデータを流出させたのね。
Somebody is leaking our data.
誰かパソコンの変なツール作ったわね。ちょっとラン。
Somebody made a spy program for our computer. Hey, Ron.
なんですか？私パソコンなんて使いませんよ。
What is it? I don't have a computer. You are a computer.
この話の流れの出口が見当たらない。
I can't see how we could end this topic.
知りませんよ。終わって次に回すか、話題の項目に行けばいいんじゃないですか？
I don't know. How about just reading the next item if they have nothing else to say?
そうね。第7回人気投票の結果について。
Okay. About the 7th popularity poll. This is...
ついに来たか。でも今さら何も言うことはないけどね。
The results are here. But there's nothing I can say about them.
相変わらずコーマカン組は強いですし。
As always, the SDM team is the strongest.
この状況で昨夜に言われるとイラッとするわね。
Hearing Sakuya say this now makes me mad.
なぜでしょうか。その理由を3行で。
Why is that? Please explain in 3 lines.
屋上行こうか。久しぶりに切れちゃったわ。
Wanna go to the rooftop? I haven't been this angry in a long time.
速攻で喧嘩すんなよ。
Don't start a fight this fast. Well, the thing is, this one's more like the extra one is like, what's the, I forget the word here. An afterword, I guess, where it's just it's all meta for the people making the game as opposed to the story in the universe, but it's told through the characters in universe, but it's very meta, which makes it very confusing as a result.
私とチェンはもういいです。
Me and Chen are done.
このまま地の底に落ちてラン様と静かに暮らします。
I will sink to the bottom with Ranchama, and we'll live there quietly.
ちょっとランチェン
Hey, Ron! Chen!
ゆかり様ももうちょっとすれば 一緒になれますよ。
Just a bit more and you'll join us too, Mistress Yukari. So, chat, who wants to be the guy to look up the 7th popularity post and tell us, explain the joke for us?
もっと上を見て頑張ってよ。
Look up, fight.
太陽。なんで太陽ってあんなに輝いてるんだろうね。
Above me, the sun. Why does it shine so brightly?
きっと1位だからですよ。
Because it's top 1, I guess.
なんで私たちは太陽じゃないんだろう。
Why aren't we the sun?
1位じゃないからですよ。
Because we're not at the top.
そうか。
I see.
こっちまで落ち込んできちゃうからやめて。
Enough of this. You're depressing us all.
屋上行くわよ。
Let's go to the roof.
いいでしょ。
Okay.
行くなら早く行けよ。喧嘩する気ないだろう。
If you're going, go. You aren't going to fight, are you?
元気出ないやつはこの人形を見てみろ。
Hey, the depressed ones. Look at the doll.
なんか元気出てきたぞ。
Oh, just cheered me up somehow.
ありがとうございます。
Thank you.
ありがとう68。
Thank you, 68th.
ちゃかし。
Shut up.
この話題を切り詰めるとバトルロワイヤルになって最後まで立っていた者の勝ち。
If we keep this up, it will turn into a battle with last man standing.
つまり一番の暴力自慢が1位になっちゃうからな。
And the one with the most firepower will become number 1, right?
この話題禁止。
This topic is now forbidden.
ほい。
Okay.
ラジオネームなあり。リグルが好きすぎます。出番を。それを踏まえてゴキブリとかのネタは傷つきますとのことです。
Nickname. I have a name. I love Wriggle so much. Please feature her. If we refuse, hurt me more with some cockroach jokes.
ゴキブリ呼ばわりが傷つくわよね。ゴキブリにも悪い気はするけど。
We can hurt him by calling him a cockroach. Cockroaches are bad.
最近めっちゃでかいゴキブリがペットとして売られてるのよね。
They started selling huge cockroaches as pets recently, right?
ヤスデとかダンゴムシとかもな。
I think those are millipedes or soul bugs. I've never heard of a soul bug.
買いたいんですか？
She did say Battle Royale, but this game came out 10 years ago. Closer to 11. Want to have one?
いや、本気でごめんこむりたい。
If Remy had a millipede, she'd be Remiliapede. Hey. No, really, I don't want you to give me one. Soul bugs are the isopod things? The potato bugs?
ゴキブリだってあんたたちよりずっと昔からこの土地にいるんだからね。
You know, the cockroaches owned this planet long before you were here.
誰もゴキブリの肩を持てとは言ってないと思いますが。
I don't think anyone can say they support cockroaches.
一応フォローしないと反保ゴキブリ団体から苦情が来たりとか。
Okay, if we don't stop, we'll get complaints from Cockroach Rights Protection Group.
そんなのいたら怖すぎますよ。
If there's such an organization to be scary.
何の話でしたっけ？
What were we talking about?
リグルの話。
About Wriggle.
人を見た目で判断するなってことで OK？
Are you okay with judging people by their look?
そうだな。
Actually,
それって結局見た目は似てるって言ってるようなもんだぞ。つうか言うほど似てねえし。
also, you can't say she looks like one if you look at her, or rather she doesn't at all.
パチも言うほどもやしには似てないけど言いたくなるのよね。なんで？
Basically, Ron and Chen have fallen pretty far in the popularity poll while Yukari was still pretty high. That's because Sun doesn't do anything with Yukari, or Ron and Chen. Like, at all. But then Yukari keeps being important. And then she's like super strong and relevant to the entirety of Gensokyo's being, even when she's not part of the game. It's bullshit. Well, Apache doesn't look like a sprout too, so I just want to call her that. Why?
知らんわ。
As if I know.
次に行きましょう。
Let's
ラジオ
move.
ネームザ・スミブクロさん。
Let's move to the next one. Nickname the Sin Sack.
この人もニコニコ
This is another one of those guys who advertises at Nico Nico.
わかったわかった。
Okay, okay.
偉い偉い。
Big deal, big deal.
せっかくこのラジオネームなんだから、あなた、なんか言ってあげなさい。
You should comment on his nickname, actually.
体にコンプレックス感じてるなら体に目がいかないような装備をするのが大事よ。
It's important to conceal your eyes when you want to establish that you have a complex feelings.
何のアドバイスなのよ。
What kind of advice is that?
みんな可愛いし、かっこ年齢ごまかした約1名を除く、かっこ閉じ、面白かった。誰のことでしょう。
Everyone was cute except for that one who lied about her age, and it was fun. I wonder, who was he talking about?
誰？
Who is that?
誰？
Who?
誰でしょう。
Who can it be?
誰なんだ？
I wonder who.
誰だこれ。
Who is that?
お前だ。
It's you!
はいはい、私は年寄り。年もごまかしてるダメな中年ですよだ。
Yes, yes, I'm old. I'm a middle-aged woman lying about her age.
そんなに落ち込まなくても。
You don't have to get that depressed.
いいわよいいわよ。これからずっと年のことでいじめられるんだもん。おばあちゃんってずっと言われるのよ。
It's okay. It's okay. You can tease me with my age forever now. Call me a grandma or something.
よくもゆかり。
Yakumo Yukari.
何よ。
What?
おばあちゃんじゃなくてババアだ。
Not a grandma. A hag.
フォローそこじゃないわよ。
That's not what you should have said.
アンチエイジング頑張ればいいだろ。
You should try aging in reverse.
そこでもない。
Not that too.
今度干し芋とか一つずつビニールに包装された変なゼリー持ってくから。
Next time, I'll bring you dried potatoes and that weird jelly wrapped in vinyl.
あなたたちに慰めを期待した私が悪かったわよ。
I was a fool to expect consolation from you.
昆布茶いる？
Need some kelp tea?
いらないわよ。
I don't want it.
寸劇が終わったから次に行っていいよチェン。
This skit is over. Keep reading, Chen.
わかりました。話題はみんなに秘密にしていること。さあ腹を割って話しましょう。
Hold on, Chet. I have to pee. Tell me your secrets, Chen. Spill your secrets, Chen. Here we go. Okay, topic. Talk about your secrets. Okay, open up, folks.
腹切りですか？
With a harakiri.
違います。やめてください。
No, not that. Please stop.
惜しい。
Too bad.
秘密にも大きいことと小さいことがあるからな。
There are some big secrets and some small ones. Oops, wrong button.
秘密。
大きいってどれくらいよ。
How big are we talking about?
この場で解散する程度の大きさ。
Big enough to blow this place up. The candy nuke, yeah?
尋常じゃない秘密じゃないの。それはさすがに言わないで。
That's unusual and not exactly a secret. I don't want to hear about it.
小さい秘密か。パチの寝室の扉にかけてある木の札あるじゃない？
As for the small secrets, you have a wooden charm hanging in your private room door. Right, Patchy?
あるわね。
Yeah, I do.
パチュリーの部屋ってやつですね。
Oh,
可愛いですね、パチュリー様。
that thing in Patchy's room. That's so cute of you, Miss Patchy.
改めて言うんじゃないわよ。恥ずかしいじゃない。
Don't repeat that. It's embarrassing.
その札に小さく笑いって彫刻刀で彫っちゃった。
I laughed at that charm and then cut it with a chisel. I chiseled it!
何それよ。
And she's gone. Why did you do that?
ものすごい速さで走っていったな。
She ran off really fast. Did you really cut it? Oh, come on!
小さいいたずらなんだから気にしちゃダメよ。
It's just a small prank. Don't worry this much.
部屋に入るたびに笑われてる気分になるじゃないの。
You're going to laugh every time you enter my room, aren't you?
じゃあお名前の前に「お」って彫った方が良かったですか？
Chad, I thought Patchy lived in the library. I didn't even consider for a second that she might have her own room. Huh. Well, alright then. Then, would you rather have her carved "op" in the front of your name?
なんでそんな選択肢が登場したのよ。
Why do I only have these choices?
咲夜は何か秘密ないの？
Do you have any secrets, Sakuya?
秘密というほどじゃないんですけど。
She's got a book
さっき
for
ピ
it.
ーラーで自分を剥いたと言ったじゃないですか。
I don't have anything I could call a secret, but I did tell you I peeled my skin off with a peeler. No
あ
more.
の痛い話はもういいからね。
You know, you should quit these painful stories.
その後気にせず料理してました。
Stop. No, after that happened, I kept making food as if nothing happened.
絶対血液ドバドバ入ってるじゃないの。
Your blood must have gotten into the food. How could you?
私も告白していいんだけど、私の扱いで考えたら些細なことでもぶん殴られそうな気がするのよ。
I could confess as well, but with my treatment, I get punched in the face if I said anything.
どんだけ鬼なんだよ、お前の式は。
Your Shikigamis are demons. I'm telling you.
だから次行って。
That's why. Let's move on to the next one.
しょうがないな。ラジオネーム刀。おそらく上海唯一の苦労人。お前だけが苦労してると思うなよ。
Okay, I guess. Nickname Katana. I take it, Shanghai is the only one who put any effort into it. Don't think you were the only one trying.
いきなり切れんな。
Why are you angry now?
私だってこう見えて胃に穴が。
If I look at it this way, the hole in my stomach is...
痛がってるふりすんな。
Stop making it look like you're in pain.
どうでもいいのですが、さっきから何かと話題のイニシアチブをおまかん組に取られてませんか？
Not that I care, but didn't the SDM team completely steal the topic initiative from us?
あ、本当だ。もっと頑張らないとダメじゃない。
Oh, for real? We have to put more effort.
ケア行きますか？
Shall I blow a dart at them?
やっとく。
You can?
わあ、危ねえ。決めらない展開だから鉄砲力を使うなよ。
Ah, watch out! Don't fire at us just because you don't like the performance.
チェンも発射した罪を忘れるつもりはありません。一生業を背負って生きていきます。
I am not going to forgive my sin of punishing you. We'll live bearing this karma together.
そんな覚悟誰も望んでないから。危ないなこの猫。話題復興後のコーマ間の生活状況。前半でやったな。
Nobody needs this resignation from you, cat. It's dangerous, okay? The topic is life at SDM after it was restored. We've covered that in the beginning.
あのような感じです。ラジオネームマゲオ SS。話題第7回人気投票の結果について。
Not again.
やりますか。
Chat, did Sakuya win that one? Yeah, kind of like that. Nickname, Makeo SS. Topic, results of the 7th popularity poll. Okay, let's do it.
もういいわよ。私とシキたちが変な世界行っちゃうからやめて。
Enough of this. I don't want my Shikigami to sink to the other world again.
大丈夫。私たちには68位さんがついてます。
Don't worry. We have number 68 among us.
ほっとけ。
Leave me alone.
ラジオネームにゃんだって。
Nickname, Nya. Nya, did you say?
なんだって。いや、一回言いたかったのよ。
What did you say? Sorry, I just wanted to say that. Chad, that was a pun. That was a pun, but I'm in English, so it didn't translate properly. Sorry, I ruined it. Immersion ruined.
気持ちはわかるよ。
I can relate to that.
リクエスト。思うがままに作っていただきたいです。思うがままにした結果が過去にやったイベントなのよね。
His request. Just do it as you want to. If we do that, we end up with events like in the past.
でも、もっと思うがままにしろってことなのよ。
But I think he means we should just do it on our way more often.
完全にアウトなイベントになりますよ。
This is going to make the games even more worthless.
望むところですね。
Just as I wanted.
望んじゃダメだよ、チェ
No, don't wish for that, Chen.
ン。ゆるゆるのグダグダでいくだろうな。
It's going to be slow and drawn out, right?
やっつけで。
Enough of this.
ラジオネーム。これいつ終わるんだ？
Nickname. When will it end?
終わらせたい空気出しちゃダメだから。
Don't say you want this to end. So, Jet, how does it feel to know that we've listened to this mix of Yukari's theme for about an hour and a half now?
ゴールが見えないんだよ。
I don't see the ending line.
折り返し地点にすら来てないかもな。
We haven't even reached the halfway point.
まだアンケートもっさりあるな。
Results for Reimu, Sanai, Marissa, Sakuya, Remy. Sanai got second. LOL. There's still so many letters left.
CM とか行きますか？
Maybe we should do a commercial break.
スポンサーいないな。
We don't have any sponsors.
昔を思い出せよ。
Or have a flashback.
私の昔は土くれだよ。ラジオネーム7時。最近どう？慣れてきてる。
My past is being a lump of dirt. Nickname 7 o'clock. How are you? And I'm not interested in this letter anymore.
ラジオネーム、ガラスの20代になりました。
Nickname, I've reached glass 20s.
この人、前のアンケートでものすごいキレてたわね。
I remember his previous letter really pissing me off.
何それ怖い。みんなが
This thing is scary. It's too long.
長って言わないでくださいよ。長くていいじゃないですか。むしろありがたいでしょ。
Don't complain the letters are long. Isn't that good? You should be thankful instead.
クレームは宝の山なのよ。
Customer complaints are treasure. Oh, you get that shit out of here.
それ、前の EX でフランが言ってたことでしょ。
That's Flandoy's line from the previous extra.
バラさないでいいわよ。
You didn't have to say that.
あら、今回は結構いい感じよ。最初からこういうものだと分かればドラマ CD 感覚でゆったり楽しめました。楽しんでくれたみたいよ。
Oh, the reply is pretty good at this time. Because of the beginning, it felt like a drama CD, and I could enjoy it comfortably. Looks like he enjoyed it.
何かへの期待を諦めた体も感じますが。
I sort of feel like he had lost his hope.
気にしない気にしない。今回の作品ではオチが気になりました。いくら次回があるからといって投げっぱなしにするのはどうでしょうか。私は悪くない。
Never mind, never mind. But I'm concerned about the ending. Since there will be many sequels, are you going to kick them out often? It's not my fault.
次回があるとはいえ
Alice,
投げっぱなしは良くないと言ったな。
Yuko was 7, Satori was 8, Mocha was 9, 10 was Flandre, 11 Yiko, 12 Yukari, 13 Yomu, 14 Utsu, 15 Byakuren, 16 Pachi, 17 Suako, 18 Aya, 19 Tenshi, 20 Mailing. No Kaneko anywhere. How interesting. But Suako got 17, and Sanai got 2nd, but where's Kaneko? I don't see her. Where could she be? He doesn't sound pleased. Offering to throw away because you all have to throw you away because we'll have sequels. Yeah, he wrote this. Ask him for a curse? No, that's Frog. And I live and breathe Frog, so I ain't get no curse. Yeah, he wrote this. How about not having sequels? Huh?
お嬢様まで面倒くさがらないでください。もっと活躍させてください。
Don't let the laziness get you, mistress. Be more lively.
この人すごい真剣に感想や提案書いてくれてるんだけど、追加ゲスト項目はわけのわからんキャラ希望なのよな。
This guy wrote some nice feedback and ideas, but he always writes some insane characters in the guest request field. 34th is Kaneko. Out of how many? Kaneko is the most forgettable of the final bosses. Speaking purely out of stage 6, not counting PC98, we have Remilia, obviously very popular. Yiko, very popular. 124 total. Okay. Toho 8 is both Eden and Kaguya. Toho 9 is Shiki, or Eiki. Toho 10 is Kaneko. Toho 11 is Utsu. Toho 12 is Byakuren. Toho 13 is Miko. Toho 14 is Sukuna. Toho 15 is Junko. Toho 16 is Okina. Toho 17 is Keiki. No, you're right. Kaneko boring. Sukuna, I find Sukuna extremely forgettable. Ooh, that's a... How do you forget the Inkling? She's so unique. She's girl in a bowl. Forgot Sukuna's the final boss. Huh? Sukuna's the bowl girl. Yeah, Kaneko's pretty forgettable. And in terms of stage 6 bosses, I think all the stage 6 bosses have presence. But I think Kaneko's deal is that she never gets directly involved in anything, so it's kind of boring. Like, she pulls the strings, but since she's never actually held accountable or, like, shows up at all to be like, I did this, smiley face, no one cares. So she just falls to the wayside, especially when she has to compete with popularity with Sanai, aka Reimu 2.0, the Luigi, the player 2 to Reimu's player 1, even more so than Marissa, because red, blue, and all that. And then Suako, small adorable frog curse, burger, and all that stuff. All that stuff. Sukuna has an amazing theme. Yes, you are 100% correct on that. The theme is really, really good.
今回はミミズね。じゃあハイドは
Seiya should have been the final boss. Well, no, because the idea is that Seiya riled up Sukuna to use the mallet because she couldn't use the mallet herself. It's only the Inchlings can use its power. That kind of thing. So that's what Seiya did. So then you run into Seiya in stage 5, kick her ass, get her out of the way, and then you deal with the source of the problem, which would be the person that was instigated by Seiya. And then Seiya grabs the... Bleh. Kaguya's also... Yeah, Kaguya's also a piece of folklore, so she's very memorable. The thing is, when I first saw Kaguya, I thought she looked very plain compared to, like, every other character at that point, but it's also because the idea of her is, like, the ideal Japanese beauty with the long gown and the long hair and all that, so it's fine. I've grown to like her more than I used to, but when I first saw her, I did think she was a little bit bland. He wrote in the earthworm this time. What was it last time?
変なリリー。
That weird Lily. Bring Lily X.
能力欄も ましてホワイする程度の能力って書いてあるわね。
He also wrote ability to say yeah as a special ability.
最近クンマカンっぽい城が舞台のやつ出てたわよね。あれではできないの？
There's a new SDM-like castle that appeared recently. Why don't he go there?
パチュリ様、これ以上はシーです。
Miss Patchouli, don't say anything else about that.
すいません。
Sorry.
ラジオネーム魔王エレナ。ヨウムが可愛かった。ヨウム可愛いよヨウム。だがしかし上海の方はもっと可愛かった。もっとって言われてるぞ。
Nicknamed Devil Queen Elena. Yomu was cute. She was so cute. However, Shanghai was even more cute. He really wrote even more.
そこで照れるぜという上海とでも思ったか。
Do you think I can say, oh, you're making me shy here?
一番はチェンだからどうでもいい。
Chen is the cutest, so who cares? Well, chat, is she right or is she wrong? Post your opinions in chat now.
そう言うだろうと思ったよ。
I knew you'd say that.
語ってほしい話
Shouldn't
題
even
は
miss a beat.
真面目キャラの待遇について。幻想郷における真面目とは何だ？
Discussion topic: treatment of serious characters. Who would you call serious in Gensokyo?
いきなり深い話になりましたね。
This has turned into a deep conversation fast.
変人が多い幻想郷だが、変人の方が普通の人より多かったら、変人の方が普通ということになる。
There are a lot of weirdos in Gensokyo, and when there are more weirdos than normal people, those weirdos become the norm. I would pick Shanghai out of the two of them, honestly. Well, I found somebody with a blow dart up their ass.
そうなの？
Chen is armed and dangerous. You gotta be careful what you say. Huh, that's so.
ということは、おふざけをするやつと真面目なやつの定義も逆転するのではないか？
What I mean is, aren't the usual definitions of serious and foolish characters reversed here?
なんだって？
What? What the heck?
言うのが出遅れた。
Well, it was too late.
つまり何が言いたいかというと、気にするな。
In
みん
other
な変
words,
人であり真面目なんだ。
in other words, don't worry. Everyone's a weirdo here.
素晴らしいカオス理論ね。
Amazing chaos theory.
ラジオネームヒデさん。話題はですね、幻想入りしてほしくなかったもの。
Nickname Hyde. The topic is things you want to become illusions.
ピーマン、
Peppers.
シールストレミング、
Surströmming? Type of sweetened canned food said to be the smelliest food ever. Just stuffed pickled herrings in a can and let them ferment. Because they're fermented for a long time, they can often start to swell. When you open it, the contents fly all over the place to prevent both the smell and explosion from killing you. Eat outside. For some reason, it's not eaten before the 3rd Thursday of August. What? Anyone know anything about this? Has anyone had this before? Why are you stuffing herrings in a can and letting them turn into a lethal stink bomb? I've seen it in the store. What is this?
新入り。
Newcomers. Oof.
ボタンがいっぱいあるリモコン。
Remote controls with many buttons.
船寿司、
Crucian carp sushi.
ペットボトル、
Plastic bottles.
変な人。
Weirdos.
ラジオネーム現実。ついに現実が襲いかかってきたか。
Nickname reality. So we're finally being attacked by reality.
幻想郷もう終わりね。
And Sokyo is finished.
その割にはかなり丁寧に感想を書いているようですね。
Unexpectedly, he wrote some nice polite impressions.
終わりに敬具って書かれた感想、初めて見たわ。
First time I've seen a reply that ends with yours truly.
書き始めも背景雪の消え間に久しぶりで黒い土が見え始めましたが、皆様ますますご声援のこととお喜び申し上げす。
Greenland shark that has to be frozen for like 3 or so months to get rid of the built-in toxins in the flesh. What? Why? Why even eat it at that point? Who figured this out? If we freeze this fish for 3 months, it'll no longer be poisonous. And it starts with greetings as the black soil finally shows through the melting snow. I wish you all health and prosperity.
恐縮してしまうな。
He makes me feel shy.
ね、結局どこを縦読みすればいいの？
So maybe you're reading it the wrong way?
そんなギミックねえよ。多分。もう感想が絶賛すぎて読むのもはばかられるわ。けど人数が多いためかその場の状況がわからなくなることが少々ありました。だとさ。
Nope, no gimmicks. Feedback has so much praise, I'm afraid to read it, but it was sometimes hard to follow because there were many characters deserves a mention.
だってその場にいる私たちすら状況わからないんだもん。
That's because even we couldn't follow it.
次回からはナレーションが必要なのでは。そこでお嬢様が煮えるとか。
We'll need a narration next time. And this is when Mistress has started to boil.
そんな状況説明いらんわ。
That doesn't need an explanation.
解説役って基本的にヘタレの仕事だし、一番ヘタレてるやつにやらせればいいんじゃない？
Since explaining everything is a worthless job, we should assign it to the most worthless character.
はい、わかりました。
Okay, sure.
自覚すんなよ。
Don't assume it's you.
ラジオネーム、何らかのコネさん。守谷神社に続き、妙蓮寺も建立されて、ますます参拝者がいなくなった白麗神社について。もともといません。
Nickname Sumboned. Topic: With Moria Shrine and Myoren Temple, how does Hagare Shrine fare with fewer followers? It didn't have any to begin with.
神社とか寺建てるのもいいけどさ、もっと先に建てるべき施設はいっぱいあるぞ。
Building shrines and temples is nice, but why won't they build other necessary facilities?
介護施設とか？
Like a nursing home?
巨
Huh?
大ショッピングモールとか降ってこないかな？
Why won't some giant shopping mall descend here? It actually might. Chat, you know about that giant mall in New York that's been conceptualized since like 20-something years ago? Began construction 15 or so years ago. And now we're in a point where malls are dying out and the virus has limited pretty much all mall goers. So it's just like it's almost immediately been abandoned. I don't remember what it's called. But Vinny talked about it. They had these ridiculous plans to make this grand giant mall in New York, and it's been in development for 15 years. And it's currently reaching a point where I think it's just all but canceled because it's not the age of malls anymore. It's been featured on abandoned. Why won't some giant shopping mall descend here? Someday.
来るのはともかく、いろいろなものが売っている施設はありがたいですね。
Chat, once that final blockbuster closes, they'll start having video rentals in Gensokyo. That's gonna be crazy. I don't care if it does, but some more shops would be helpful.
そこで私は大量に湧いたゾンビをなぎ倒したいんだよ。
I was going to hunt zombies in there. Oh, Yoshika doesn't exist yet.
そんな用途ですか？
That's why you want it?
私はカプセルホテルか満喫がいいわね。
I'd like a small hotel or a cafe.
また話題の方向がずれてるけど、これでいいんだな。お前たち的にはこの話できてよかったんだな。
We've strayed away from the topic, but that will do. That conversation is good enough for you.
いいよ。
Okay.
そうか。
Ghost malls. I wouldn't want to walk around a mall that's been abandoned. That's some scary shit. Good.
ラジオネームふわっと。エーリンにエーリンをやってほしいです。やりそうになったら絶対妨害してやろう。
Nickname Quad. I want some adding. Adding. If that happens, it will become a nuisance. Does Minosuke have a TV in his store? He had a computer, so it's not unbelievable that he would come across a TV or something that can play VHS. The problem is the power source. Electronics don't really have a power source in Gensokyo. Like, Sume Reko's phone works, but she doesn't have internet access because no towers connect to that point. But Marissa took the computer before and couldn't even power it on, so she needs electricity. I'm sure the Kappa would be able to do that. So home video is definitely a possibility. The thing about that would be nice is you could just hang out, crack a beer with old Renosuke, look at the stars, listen to the sound of nature outside. Light a fire, find some marshmallows, those exist. Tell them about cool shit in the outside world. That's a good night, chat. That's a very good night. We will not allow it. If she tries to raise her hand, I'll grab that hand whooshing from a gap. There's that line again. Almost an isekai plot? Well, look at Sume Reko. Sume Reko is borderline an isekai plot right now in this overall lore. Gensokyo country is good retirement country, that's all. You can just retire, crack a beer with a cool dude, and enjoy the world as it was 100 years ago. That kind of thing. Easy. If she tries to raise her hand, I'll grab that hand whooshing from a gap. Why do you have to take it this far? Trust me, chat, I hate to be that guy, but there is nothing you could do to win over Eren. Nothing. That chick is ice cold. Whooshing from a gap. No, seriously, stop using this phrase. Nickname Lenheim. I've captured Chen. If you want her back, hand me Patchouli. I can't believe we got a ransom note. That's serious, said Chen. Okay. Unfortunately for you, I would gladly freeze your feet in concrete and drown you for Chen. I will die? Discussion topic, results for 7th popularity poll. Enough already.
ラジオネーム謎の旅人。次回作への期待は今回までのキャラがどれだけ出ているか楽しみです。
Nickname Mystery Traveler.
誰がリストラされるか楽しみってことね。
His expectations? I wonder how the current characters will fare. In other words, he wants to know who won't be in the next game.
そうね。立派な図書館あるから一人でも大丈夫だとは思うけど。
I see. Well, if you have this huge library, you'll be fine alone, I think.
私が戻ってきた時はお茶を入れに来ますから安心してください。
I'll be making you tea whenever I come back, don't worry.
私
Huh? Me?
メイリンもですかね。
And Mailing too.
留守番嫌だよ。
I don't want to remain here.
出た。留守番嫌だもんが出た。
There. Patchy admitted she doesn't want to sit at home.
私を出しておけば鉄板で言ってたじゃない。
You just confirmed I'm not going to be featured, right?
常に新しい何かを探さないとダメなのよ。そんなことは忘れて語ってほしい話題に行くわよ。
No, Patchy? Also, I swear I've heard that. Hold on.
常に新しい何かを探さないとダメなのよ。そんなことは忘れて語ってほしい話題に行くわよ。
I've heard that pronunciation, like exactly like that in a different game. I swear I have. Same voice and everything. Sa ikuyayo. I don't know. Weird. We always have to strive for something new, so let's move on to the discussion topic. Aye.
最近買ったもの。 何か買ったかしら。
What you bought recently? Did we buy anything?
圧力鍋と小さな鉄球とか。
A pressure cooker and a small iron ball.
何に使おうとしたのよ。
What are you gonna do with it?
あれ買ったぞ。幽霊に反応するレーダー。
And I bought a ghost detecting radar.
嘘入りしてたのね。
I guess it was now an illusion.
白玉楼のあいつの近くにいてもうんともすんとも言わなかったわ。
Didn't react to Hakugokuro's residence in the slightest.
ラジオネームザッパ。人気投票上位組について。
Zappa, about the winners of popularity contest. Oh, nickname Zappa.
はいお人形さん。
Hey, doll-san. San hi?
もういいよ。
Cut it out. Just get a couple of these instead for the thumbnail.
ラジオネームあかりさん。続パチェの一日についてです。
Nickname Akari. Tell me about one more day of Patchies.
もういいよ。
Cut it out.
よくないよ。
That's not nice.
前の EX で言ったんじゃないのか。この書き方から想像すると。
Judging by this writing, he asked this question at the previous extra.
そこだからもっと詳しくってことでしょ。
Yes, it says one more. Does he need a more detailed overview?
どうせ食って寝るだけだよ。
But you're just eating and sleeping.
おきゅ
Mukyu!
ラジオネームニダ。人気投票の結果について。もういいよ。
Nickname Nita. About the popularity poll results. Cut it out.
次私に言わせてよそれ。
Let me say that line next time.
じゃあゆかり様の次はチェンがいいです。
Then I'll say it after Yukari-sama.
もうさすがにいないと思うぞ。
I'm sure there won't be any more of these.
ラジオネームルーミアは俺の嫁。なぜルーミアは出てこない？旅立ったの。
Nickname Rumia is my wife. Why was there no Rumia? She's on vacation.
そうなのか。
Ah, is that so?
なんか後半になって内容が雑になってない？
Isn't the second half of the letters getting too random?
なってないし後半にもなってないぞ。
It's not, and it's not even the second half.
マジで？
Really?
まだこんまりとアンケートが残ってるわ。
We still have a... We still have a thick stack of letters to go through.
多少巻き気味にしますか？
Want to speed it up a little?
あやいさ。
Aye, aye, sir.
ラジオネーム29。
Oh, that was cute.
ラジオネーム29。
Nickname Everlasting Mukyu. Mukyu.
じゃあ次。
Okay, next one.
うわい。なんで飛ばすのよ。
Hey, why are we skipping this?
その感じだとパチェ大好きっ子な予感がするから。
I just feel it's going to be an I love Patchy letter.
それの何が悪い？
And what's
ムカムカ言ってるパチュリーが大好きです。そうか悔しめ。
and what's wrong with that? I love Patchouli when she says Mukyu Mukyu. I see, haha, oh you.
裏では何言ってるかわからないのにな。
I have no idea what she's talking about over there.
おお、怖い怖い。
Ooh, so scary.
怖いです。
It is scary.
この感じ前の EX でも感じたわね。なんで私だけこんな目に。
I remember. This treatment from the last extra. Why do only I have to suffer?
逆に言えば人気者の宿命なんじゃないのか。諦めろ。
On the contrary, it's your fate as a popular person. So knock it off.
ならよし。
Okay then.
単純だな。次、ラジオネームさくらんぼの使者。こいつはアンケート内容云々より例の能力項目だな。
You're so simple. Next, nickname Cherry Emissary. Okay, this guy has an interesting power compared to the people before him.
ついにそこだけピックアップか。それもどうかと思うぞ。
You finally found one like that. I don't think that's a good sign.
さくらんぼを作る程度の能力。 本当に作っています。何さくらんぼ作る片手間でゲームしてんだよ。さくらんぼを愛せよ。
Ability to make cherries. No, it's true. Then why were you playing a game during your cherry making? Respect your cherries.
この図書館にさくらんぼを送りなさいよ。
And send some cherries to this library, please.
種飛ばしさせなさいよ。
Throw us all kinds you have.
もうここのしけってるクッキーじゃ盛り上がらないわよ。ラジオネームみやけ。
Damn. Now I can't even look at these damp cookies we have. Nickname Miyaki.
どさくさ紛れに図書館に蓄えてある嗜好品をけなさないでくれる？
Hey, did you just use the confusion to insult my snacks?
そこの人、ゆかり様が読んでいるので、シーです。
Hey, you. Ikari-sama's reading. Be quiet.
名前覚えようよ。
I'll remember her name.
でもラン様が出たことに何よりも感動しました。なぜランだっけ？私もここにいるわよ。
Still, Ron's performance topped everything for me. Why just Ron? I'm here as well.
ラン様は尻尾がいっぱいですから。
It's because Ron-chama has a lot of tails.
そうか。だからか。そうかな。
That's not wrong. Really? Is that true?
普通に登場してますけど、私は EX ですし、ゆかり様に至ってはファンタズムキャラですからね。ゆかり様、一生出ない可能性ありましたよ。
Sorry for that, but I'm the extra boss, and Mistress Yukari is the phantasm boss. Mistress Yukari, there was a chance you wouldn't be featured.
じゃあ私に感動してくれてもよかったじゃない。
Still, can I have some appreciation letters?
いいんです。これでいいんです。
It's fine. It's totally fine.
じゃあこれでいいわよ。これって何よ？
Okay, it's fine. What's it?
ゆかり様、次です。
Yukari-sama, continue please.
もう次回作のリクエストはラン様の出番と。なんで私がラン様って言わないといけないのかしら。
Oh well. Request for the next game. Feature Ron-sama. Why do I have to pronounce her name as Ron-sama?
さっきから愚痴っぽいですよ。
Feels like all you do is complaining.
ごねた方が会話の尺伸びるかなって。
I thought complaining would make conversations longer.
なるほど。さっさと読んでください。
I see. Now keep reading.
いいですねラン。あなたの出番と社名丸との絡みを増やしていただきたく思いますですって。
No. You're so mean, Ron. So he wants to see you and have her involved with Shimemaru, I guess.
私とあの天狗の絡みですか。
No.
断固拒否です。
Me involved with Shimemaru. I totally refuse.
あの天狗、また原作の方で主役張るとか張らないとか。
Did you hear that Tengu is getting into another game as a main character? Oh, yes. So this game probably came out before Double Spoiler, because they mentioned the characters from Toho 12, but nothing from Toho 13.
なんだって。
What did you say?
お前はもう諦めろ。
You should just give up already. Yeah, that was a period of Aya. She got her own book. She got to be a playable character in Toho 9. She got to be a boss in Toho 10. She got her own game in Toho 9.5. She got to be a sub-weapon in Toho 11. And she got to be a character again in 12.5. It was a real good time to be Aya.
ラジオネームゴリポッポ。第7回東宝シリーズ人気投票結果について。
Nickname Goryopopo. Talk about the results of the 7th popularity poll.
私がもういいの。
Oh, my turn. Cut it out.
遅いよ。お前がもういいよ。
Too slow. Cut it out, you.
ラジオネーム心は小学生さん。前回は調子こいて普通の感想を送ってすみませんでした。普通が一番です。
Nickname elementary student at heart. I'm sorry I got carried away and ended up sending you a normal response. I like normal ones. Oh, I also forgot to mention that she was a playable character in 10.5.
普通で大丈夫だぞ。
And, well, 12.3,
変なやつでも面
because
白ければいいが。
it's the whole cast from Scarlet Weather Rhapsody anyway. And then I would come back as a playable character in 12.16. Hey. Normal ones are always fine. Weird ones are fine if they're funny.
おかしすぎるのはスルーね。さくらんぼ送らないことか。
We skipped those which are too weird, like that guy who didn't send us cherries.
なんで根に持ってるんですか。怒られますよ。
Why are you still holding a grudge against him? He'll get angry.
参戦。
Sorry.
今回はあえて自ら土地狂ってみます。勇気を出してチャレンジしたみたいですね。次の文章の漢字が読めないので、ゆかり様お願いします。
This time I'll go around and try something funny. Sounds like a test of courage. I can't read the rest of the characters, Yukari-sama. Please.
レブ愛してる。何を言わすのよ。絶対読めてたわよね、チェン。読めてたわよね。
I love you, Reimu. You only like me for my armpits. What the heck? You got me, Chen. You made me read it.
まだまだ勉強不足ですから。
You still haven't learned your lesson.
プライベートな絶叫は一人の時にやってくれるかな。
Please do all scream requests when you are alone.
なんで聞いてるこっちが苦笑いしなくちゃいけないのよ。
Why do we have to force smiles on our faces listening to you?
恥ずかしいと思わないんですか。
Don't you realize how embarrassing this is?
私の叫びじゃないって。
I'm not screaming.
じゃあ私ゲームもらった。
Okay then, I'll take Reimu for you.
ほう。
Oh.
だから違うからあれだからさくら気を抜きすぎよ。
No, that's not it. It was a joke. Don't lose focus, Sakuya.
急に振るものですから。お嬢様、前振り下手ですよ。
You're denying it too fast. You're getting worse at this.
私のせいかな。
Oh, it's my fault now?
変なことやってないで次を読め。
Stop being weird and keep reading.
へいへい。ラジオネーム祝いのわら人形。ゆかりの料理とゆゆこの食事について。ああ。
Yeah. Nickname Festive Straw Doll. Discuss Yukari's cooking and Yuko's meals.
どうしたんですか。やっちゃったみたいな声を出して。
What's wrong? You sounded like you've been killed.
この話題地雷かと思って。
This topic is like a landmine.
私の料理作って持ってこいということね。
My cooking. Hey. Are you asking me to bring you some of it?
絶対こうなっちゃうだろ。こいつバカだから。
No, don't do it. He's just an idiot.
発想を変えるのです。
Only humans get to be playable. He said as if Chirno wasn't a main character. Yeah, okay, that's right. Caught yourself there, didn't you? You got it wrong.
発想ってこのバカの発想はどうしようもないぞ。
What do you mean this idiot is wrong and beyond all hope?
いえ、ここに書いてある文字はゆかりではなく紫と読むのです。
No, I mean this character doesn't mean Yukari here. It's Violet.
なるほどな。紫の料理か。
Oh, I see. Violet cooking, huh?
何？
What?
紫の料理。これはこれで難解だぞ。
Violet cooking. I can't even comprehend how is that possible.
なんと、それはチェンの目をもってしても読めませんでした。
Indeed. And I can't read the rest of the letter.
ゆうこ様の料理については？
What about Yuko's food?
よく食うらしいけど、食うスピード速すぎるのか胃腸が弱いのか知らないけど、すぐ腹を壊してるらしいじゃないか。
I heard she eats a lot, but I don't know how strong her stomach is for someone who eats so fast. She might develop digestive problems.
たまに自分のキ
She's
ャラを
also
全
a
面に押し
ghost.
出そうとして逆に殺してるやつ多すぎ。
So I'm sure she's fine on that front. She's one of the many characters who gets themselves killed while struggling for attention.
自分のキャラ模索中なんだろうな。一生。
She's just looking for her personality, constantly.
ラジオネーム、ここはボケるところなのでしょうか。さんこれどうなんですか。
Nickname. Do I write something stupid here? Huh? What do I do about this? Double dealing character, full of the most forgettable characters. It's also the first time since Toho 8. Well, I guess Toho 9 technically. Unless you want to count the fighting games. For Saki, you get to be a playable character again.
名前で笑わせるってハードル高すぎるから普通でよろしい。
Making jokes about names is too much trouble. Just keep reading like normal.
普通でいいぞというお嬢様の振りが出たところで白麗神社における賽銭箱の存在価値さあ語りましょう。
Okay, like normal. Oh, you're going to live like this, mistress. Discuss the value of Hakade Shrine donation bags. Let's tell him.
ないわね。
It's worthless.
ラジオネームキリホ。レーセンの能力でラリッタレームたちが見たいです。もう解けるもう解ける。
Nickname Kittyhole. I'm looking forward to Reimu going crazy from Raisin's power. She's already crazy.
元からで済ませちゃうのもどうかと思うわよ。
Do you think it's fine to avoid the question with an already joke?
レームたちもおかしいけど永遠亭の連中も相当おかしいわよ。
Reimu's crazy enough herself, and Aente folks are crazy too.
あの制服着たウサギは比較的まともなのでは？
That rabbit in a uniform is comparatively stable, though.
だって盲信してる師匠が作った何に効くのかわからない薬を売りに来てるのよ。超怖くね。
Which is why she sells medicines done by her master without ever asking her about the effects. Isn't that scary?
それは怖いな。
Okay, that's scary.
ラジオネーム影なし。西行あやかしのところの自販機がとても気になったのですが、あれは動いているのでしょうか？何の話だ？
Nickname Shadowless. I really like the vending machine at Saigyo Ayakashi. Will you move it elsewhere? What is he talking about?
ないない、そんなものない。
No, we didn't have a vending machine.
いやあったわよ。さっき見たもの。あったわ。
Yes, we did. I seen it. We did.
ないです。
We didn't.
あったわよ。
We did.
ゆかり様、あれはないんです。
Yukari-sama, we didn't have anything like that.
あれって言ってるじゃない。
I'm telling you, we did.
これ以上触れると良くないことが起きるんです。
If you insist any further, something bad is going to happen.
ここ何それすごい怖い。
Wait, that's creepy. Really creepy.
あれに触れると良くないんです。だからないんです。早く次のを読んでください。
Don't ever touch this topic again. We didn't have it. Move to the next one.
後でちゃんと説明してよね。ラジオネーム増票。
I'll ask you for an explanation later. Then, nickname Random Star Warrior.
パチュリ様、この人はホームページの方でコメントしてくれている方ですよね。
Who's Patchouli? This is a person who comments on our homepage.
そうね。
Oh, right.
何か金目のものをあげてください。
Please give him a present.
買収まがいのことしてどうするのよ。
Why do we have to bribe everyone?
じゃあ、いつも応援ありがとうとか言っておけば？
Then tell him thanks for helping us.
どこのヒーローなのよ。
That makes him sound like some kind of game hero.
続き読むわよ。感想で好きなセリフランキングを書いてくれてるわね。
I'll keep reading then. For his impressions, he wrote his top favorite phrases.
3位、
Number 3.
七流れバカな。なぜあれを買う？ありえない世の中。買うな。人のだぞ。
What's this? This is stupid. Why did you buy it? What is wrong with this world? Don't buy it. Are you even human?
世間の冷たさと自分の扱いの雑さがよく出てる。いいセリフだ。
This phrase really shows how roughly you've been treated and how cold the world is.
2位のセリフを言う大妖精ちゃんがこの場にいないので、ゆかり様お願いします。
No,
大妖精ちゃんっぽく。
bring Dayusei here. Number 2 is Dayusei-chan's line, but she's not here, so Yukari-sama read it instead, like Dayusei would.
あと、チルノちゃん以外死にますように。
And I wish for everyone except Chirno to die.
うわ
Whoa. This perfect imitation of Dayusei gave us an idea for an episode in which she was imitated poorly. It was whoa in another sense.
1位これも言う人がいないので、エミリアさんお願いします。
Number 1. Again, this person isn't here. Would you mind Remilia-san?
さっさと声を貸すとも話投げよ。これはレイブのセリフね。私たちに向けた。
Hurry up, you pieces of trash. You're taking too damn long. That was Reimu's line, and it was aimed at us.
言いたくもなるからな。
Sometimes I want to say it too.
おい
Hey.
それよりうわーで終わらせないでようわーで
You can't finish with just a whoa here.
うわ以外ないですよ。
I don't have anything else.
私もそう思う。
Neither do I.
うわーマジで
For real?
ラジオネームゆゆこってそのまま？多分次はトランスフォームできるようになってるから安心だぞ。
Nickname, Yuko still looks like that. She'll probably be able to transform next time. Calm down.
ラジオネームで質問するとは得のやつだな。
It takes skill to ask questions in your nickname.
大まかんなそこら辺のやつが読んでたらこのまま終わりにしてる気はするがな。
I have a feeling that if those SDM weirdos would read this letter, they'd just skip past that part.
あそこら辺言うな。
Don't call us weirdos.
実際誰が一番強いのかできればガチで。チェンかな。
Who is the strongest one? Answer honestly, please. Probably Chen.
チェンじゃないでしょ
Of course it can't be Chen.
立場的に強いのはチェンでしょう。
In her current position, she is.
立場チェンか
Position-wise? Yes, Chen.
チェンです。
It's Chen.
ラジオネームラブリンさん。ラン様、チェンを私にください。
Nickname Loverin. Ranchama, give me Chen, please.
ダメだ。
No way.
ラジオネームパピット。魔法使い3人がお気に入りみたいね。
Nickname Papito. Looks like he really liked the Magician Trio.
なんて書いてあるんだ？
What did he write?
要約すると、マリサはもっと撃ち殺せ、アリスはもっと死ね、パチュリーはまあ別に。
Basically, he wants Marissa to kill more, Alice to die more, and he doesn't really care about Patchouli.
全然気に入ってる感が感じられないぞ。
This doesn't feel like he liked them at all.
ちょっと見せなさい。アリサはもっとマスパりましょう。アリスはもっと体張ってピッチュリましょう。私は可愛いので全て OK。 全然書いてあること違うじゃない。
Let me see that. About Marissa, more Master Sparks. Alice, more getting killed. Me, she's cute so she's okay. That's totally different.
でも詰まるところ私の言ったことじゃない？違う？
But my short description was right. Was correct, right?
違うよ。
Wrong.
次いいですか？
Shall we move to the next one?
ここは別に許可待たないでぶった切って進めていいから。
You don't have to ask. We can end any letter abruptly if you want.
わかりました。ラジオネームあやぽんさん。さくやさんの新しい立ち絵が可愛かったので人気投票で一押ししておきました。
Okay, nickname Ayapon. Sakuya's new sprites were cute, so I voted for her in the poll.
その結果があれだけどな。
Doesn't look like it helped much.
つうかさくやをいじりがちだけど4位ってすごいぞ。
Still, with all the teasing Sakuya gets, number 4 spot is amazing.
まあはいそうですか
Well, it's true, I guess.
なんで落ち込んでるのよ。
Why do you sound this down?
次行っていいです
Let's just read the next one.
早っ。
Too fast.
ラジオネームパオ。みんなのあだ名はここでゲストのチルノは
Nickname Pow. How about some nicknames for you? For this one, let's invite Chirno.
いやいやいや呼ぶな呼ぶな。
No, do not call her.
適当に今思いついたの言えばいいんじゃないか。
We'll do fine with ones we can think of ourselves,
なん
right?
で投げやりなんだよ。
Why does it sound lazy?
じゃあエミは親指と人差し指の間隔が超広い子。
Okay, Remy is girl with huge space between her thumbs and index fingers. Yes.
見た目だろ。
That's just my appearance.
あだ名をつけるのに見た目は大事です。
Appearances are important when you think of nicknames.
そうか。じゃあパチェは指サック。
Okay then. Patchy is fingertip.
サクヤはモブ。
Sakuya is mob. That's how extras for shows are called in Japanese television.
モブ
Mob?
なんか殴り合いになりそうだからここまでにしとけよ。
It feels like a fight is about to start, so let's stop here.
そうね。 68位さ。
Indeed, number 68. Hey, you want to go to the roof? I haven't been this angry in a long time.
ぶっ飛ばすぞ。ラジオネーム、幻想郷のアフレコのお話。
Alright, chat. I'm gonna stop here because it's getting late. It's been a little 10 minutes before 2.5 hours. 2 hours, 20 minutes, good amount. I have no idea where the end is, but it seems like we passed the halfway point
ぶっ飛ばすぞ。
not that long ago.
ラジオネーム、幻想郷のアフレコの。
This is so long. Oh my god. I thought when she said there were hundreds that she was exaggerating. I haven't been keeping count, but I'm pretty sure we've gone full circle at least like 5 times each, right? Oh my god. I just listened to that fucking music for 2.5 hours. I don't want to hear it anymore, at least for another week, okay? Surely we're almost done. We're almost done, chat. Hang in there. Once we finish this one off, we'll be going to... Which one's next? Chat, which one's next? Is Shoot the Bullet next, or is Immaterial Missing Power next? I don't actually know. Which one came out first? I'm getting conflicting answers already. Shoot the Bullet came out before, but Shoot the Bullet also came out later. Once the actual game did. Okay, I'm gonna assume that Shoot the Bullet is next then, if it was made first. Great, okay, alright. So yeah, likely one more part of this. I think. I really don't know. But it's getting a bit late, so I'm gonna cut it here. Maybe it'll finish next time. We'll see. You'll know.